am I in balance? Some people would say, am I centered? Am I at home? What is my view? What is my world view? And what is my motivation for this life? Is my motivation actually consistent with my worldview? So I think we can see this kind of balance reflected in natural systems where there is that kind of balance.
Windhorse Farm is probably the oldest example of sustainable forestry in Canada. These lands were originally settled by the Wenzel family in 1840. Right from the beginning, they had a very clear ethic about how to care for the land, both in their agricultural practices as well as in how they cared for the forest. The last generation of Wenzels didn't have any children of their own and were getting too old to care for the place. And that's where Jim and Margaret Drescher came in. They offered to continue this model of sustainability, and they brought in some of their own wisdom as well in terms of organic farming and ecological-based forestry.
Well, this is kind of a special tree. I mean, all trees are special, but this one is unusually special. I imagine that it has some kind of protector function here at the gateway to the forest.
I work with flowers every day, and I'm completely magnetized by them. I'm so in it that I can't even stand outside of it from a scientific perspective as a botanist. Flowers' job is to magnetize. That's what a flower does. So flowers are a way that our world continues itself. It's how evolution evolves.
I wanted to know where my food was coming from. I wanted to grow it myself. I wanted to get my hands in the soil. And I did take environmental science as my education, and yet it was so removed from the realness of just feeling the soil with my hands. And from that point, I didn't want to change that. I wanted to always be able to feel the soil with my hands, not read about the soil.
I think this kind of activity, which is all too common, is somehow a result of human beings not being connected with nature, not realizing the interdependent aspects of all plants and animals, including humans.
I really wanted to work in the forest, work with the natural world, but I couldn't be part of a system that was destroying it. Jim actually really encouraged me to practice in the forest. Finding those places, hesitating to use the word a little bit, but it's like there are power spots in the forest. There are places that just kind of magnetize your energy and the energy of the environment around you.
The situation isn't hopeless. The rich forests of the Acadian forest of Nova Scotia could be restored with a real change in view. Nature is incredibly resilient, and beauty is everywhere.
There's something deeply spiritual about this place, and that really informs how I am here and how I relate to other people and relate to the land, and then hopefully some little bit of that will be transmitted and will go out and pollinate other communities. When you first begin a spiritual journey and you're sort of learning the theory and the principles of a teaching, it kind of comes in on a head level, and it slowly comes much further down into my heart and into my bones of what it is to really be a spiritual person, which is much more the kind of caring for all people equally. Everyone's got their story, and there are many different ways of being kind.